Hey guys, welcome to the channel. So I wanted to talk about some accuracy in Apex Legends. There's three tenets to accuracy in this game, generally. First is your ability to track targets and hit them, right? So that includes being able to just, point your cursor at things. I think the Scout of Action drill challenge or whatever that came out, that's one tenet of accuracy, is basically just being able to point your cursor at something and shoot it. Subcategory of that is the tracking portion of it, being able to maintain your cursor on it. So that bow challenge, the bow check challenge from from Bangalore's lore, is a sub piece of that. The second piece, don't have a recoil-y gun here, but is managing recoil. So the upward pattern or up and side to side pattern that a gun has when you're shooting it at a target, and being able to mitigate that so that you're staying within a designated target area. So those two things, there's quite a few videos about. I have a couple, there's some other good people that have them, so I encourage you to look for those on that. Maybe I'll make some updated ones here soon. But what I want to talk about is low probability shots. So when we're talking about low probability shots, just to give you a idea here, we're talking about, just one of those peak shots like that, that's going to make a hit. And what I see too many people do is be unsure of themselves, particularly with snipers. And so what happens is they come out, they go, oh, there's my target. They bring their cursor down onto their target, and then they make sure their cursor is on the target before they launch their round. Now the problem with that, just so you guys can see a round being shot because it's boring otherwise, the problem with that is it takes way too much time. I mean, you should be confident enough with your shooting that you should be able to pop and then get your cursor on the target and pop off of target. Come off the target and back behind your cover. Makes it very difficult for the enemy to be able to see and shoot you. So let's break this down into the steps that you need to be able to do this successfully and how to train it, because it isn't that hard. So the first thing you need to know about this system is actually a little bit of neuroscience. Congratulations. So whenever you do that first method I talked about, see the target, make the aim, hit the target, every time you're perceiving something, it takes at least a tenth of a second for your brain, nodes and electrical signals to be sent around your brain for it to even get from your eyeballs to your brain, and then from your brain to your hands. So it's actually 0.2 seconds. So how do we combat that little portion right there? And that's training. That's why I wanted to make this video, because that's why we practice the tracking and the jump shots, going from target to target and all that good stuff, is because the more we rep those into our brain, the less our brain has to think about it. So that the tenth of a second is the only delay. It's not, okay, this is target 1, 2, and 3, so I want to go to target 3, so I have to move my mouse right. We should all have enough muscle memory in either our mouse hand or our thumbs, doesn't matter what you're on, console, PC, it's the same, to be able to just jump roughly between those targets pretty confidently just with a single thought, right? And I mean, you can see that even as I'm doing that, right, it's not perfect, but you can see that I'm adjusting too whenever it's not perfect. So if I'm off here, you see it automatically adjusts, right? That automatic adjustment is what we're looking for and what we're trusting whenever we're talking about these low probability shots. Example. So if I'm here and I come out and I try to hit, let's do a different guy because I know right where that guy is. So whenever I come out and peek this guy, I know that he's over there somewhere. I don't know exactly, probably right about there, but unsure, like not enough that I could just pop it real quick. I'm gonna have to see him first, right? So if I'm ADS first, and then whenever I pop out, I'm going to track onto my target, and I'm just gonna trust that as soon as my brain subconsciously tells me I can launch that shot, I should go ahead and do it. So right there. Okay, that took a little longer because I thought he was gonna be there, but he was off to the right. But great example of it. So same thing there. Just as soon as I subconsciously believe that it's going to be there, I'm not looking to make sure my reticle is on my target. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm doing is making sure I understand that's my target. And as soon as I do that, I know that my brain and hand and mouse will do the rest of the work. Is look at your target. Track your target, not your sights. Because if you're constantly looking at your reticle and trying to adjust your reticle to the target, you're going, so that's what I'm doing right now, is I'm looking at my reticle and I'm trying to make sure it stays on my target, versus if I just look at my target and I just move my mouse subconsciously to stay on my target, you can see that while it's not perfectly centered the whole time, the first time I had some times where it was completely off like this, and it's because my brain wasn't catching up. And this is a simple side-to-side predictable movement. This isn't, you know, throwing in crouches and all that other junk. That's where you really have to rely on your subconscious to be able to make those shots. So, at distance, it doesn't matter. It's the same. So if I'm here, as soon as I can see a piece of this guy, where are you? There he is. Okay, so if you, I'm willing to bet that that was a very short amount of time. This guy here launched that shot. Now again, these are low probability hits, and so I'm not worried about these misses. I'm not looking for 100%, because if I get in the mindset of I'm looking for 100%, then I'm going to start doing that number where I'm waiting until my cursor is on it. It's okay to miss in these scenarios here. This is training a very specific thing, that you're gaining confidence with your shot placement. How do we train that? How do we train looking at the target and making those shots instead of looking at your reticle? I probably got too fancy to start. So I'm coming, I see it, eyes, gun, launch. Eyes, gun, launch. Should be back up now. Eyes, gun, launch. Eyes, gun, launch. Eyes, gun, launch. Okay, and then if you get tired of doing it from side to side because you think it's too patterned, go from up and down. Okay, eyes, gun, launch. Eyes, gun, launch. Maybe some diagonals, just so you're not, you know, getting your habits too badly here. Probably should get a shotgun bolt, because that'll allow you to do this a little bit faster instead of, you know, having that little bit of a delay whenever you can locate your target. But needless to say, I think you're getting the point on how to train that subconscious ability to just trust that where your eyes are going to go, your gun will go if that's what your intention is. If your intention is to, I'm going to shoot this target, you need to trust that if your eyes are on it, your gun is going to automatically go up on it as well. So just a quick little thing on peek shots that you can be training. So you got your like crouch peek shot, which is just that. You've got your side to side peek shot. Let me get it even. So coming out here and back over. You've got, you know, your kind of like, I consider it a landing shot, but it really isn't. It's just kind of like your ground. Oh, I have to shoot this person. And the last one that I like to practice, of course, is the sliding shot where you've got that nice shot. Well, guys, I hope this is helpful. I know that understanding and trusting my abilities to shoot has certainly changed everything in this game. Being able to, you know, throw grenades more accurately and get sticks. I probably am going to whiff this one, but you know, being able to get the sticks and make those hits, it's incredible what the confidence and the timing can do. It brings you to a whole nother class. It doesn't take that long to train. Just spend 5 minutes a week in the range doing just this. If you boil it down to, all right, I'm gonna do I'm not gonna use that guy because I already saw him. I'm gonna do a little peek shot on the dummy to my right. So peek, boop. Okay, all right, eyes, gun, eyes, gun, eyes, gun, eyes, gun, and you do this for 5 minutes with whatever guns you like.
Flames up.
Same principle applies for SMGs and everything. Shotguns and snipers just seem to be the most unforgiving if you're not quite getting the tempo quite right on it. It will improve your game a lot. Again, I hope this helps. I hope that you like and subscribe this video because it's helped, and I hope that I see you in the Apex games and you destroy me with my own tactics. So until then, we'll see you in the next video.
Narc Star.